And your mom doesn't play.
Dale, va, dale, dale, dale.
Whoa, hey, Paulie here, the Latino Slant. It's a special Saturday. Got me grabbing some food. Those guys couldn't believe Black Panther Wakanda Forever got 5 nominations. I mean, you talk about rioting. We should riot that they got nominated. Except for Angela. Gotta give her props. I mean, with Angela Bassett, you can give her a line of toilet paper, right? Here's the instructions to toilet paper. She'll fucking read it and she'll win an award because she's that great. Just saying. It's a special Saturday. It's a little chaotic. Chaotic can be fun. It's going to be fun. We have a lot of ground to cover. And I will say, no U.S. Latinos were used, thought of, considered, or harmed during the Academy Award nominations process this year. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And with that, let's start bringing in some beautiful people. Hello, sweetheart. La Reina Creole, you on mute, baby. You've been doing this for how long? We've been doing this for?
Oh, man, I did not want people to hear me chugging back some water. That would have been not so great sound effect.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. Are you ready? Are you ready to do this?
I am ready to roll, ready to have a great time. It's
Right
going
on.
to be a heck of a show.
Right on. Well, yeah, I hope we get loud and we riot. And speaking of riot, we get the verbal riot. What up, Dante?
Y'all, what's happening?
Hey.
Saturday morning. I gotta love it here.
Happy to be here, man.
Yeah. And I've been seeing a lot of your tweets. I freaking I love you, man. We need more verbal riots. We need
a lot of people disagree with you on that one, but thank you so much.
Yeah. And if you're in the chat, guys, share the link. Let people know we're here. It's shared on Twitter. Are you ready to break all this mamadas down?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Anytime I could break Hollywood down, I'm ready.
Right. Well, let's hope she's ready because she's got no choice because she's coming on. Struggle Reviews TV. Woo!
Oh, how you guys? I'm so happy to see you guys. It feels like it's been it hasn't been long, but it feels like it's been a long time since we've all been here. And we had so much fun last time. So I'm just really eager. We have so much material to work with.
I know, right?
Ton of it.
We gotta elevate you two ladies there.
There you go.
We are toxic men here. We actually think about chivalry and freaking manners. So toxic.
It's like that old sales trick. You got to put the pretty fruit out front. You know what I mean? and that's older fruit in the back.
Right. Well, I got the stash, I got the hat, man. You got the glasses.
Don't sell yourself short.
Fruit at the bottom. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So congratulations, everyone, on your channels and everything going on. Yes. We have mods in the chat, Clobberin Times, the great Clobberin Times, and Jordy Lyons. We're going to be throwing out our links during the show. Cool. So, wow. Okay. I don't know where to start.
Start with the hottest mess out there. That's
Yes.
that's kind of how I like to do it.
Well, I'm kind of, I kind of, let's start with the Academy Award nominees, right? As far as the best actresses, because that's really what this is all about, right? So let's just go with that right there. Okay, let me see. What do we got here? We got Kate Blanchett and Tar, Michelle Yeoh, Everything. Wait a minute. What? Wait, what? Whoa, they almost got me. I almost read their wish list.
Oh.
I don't know what's going on here. This is weird. Oh, look at this. This is weird. Let me show this to you guys. This is kind of creepy. I punch in Best Actor, Academy Awards, 2003 Best Actress. These guys aren't nominated. What the fuck?
Wish
The hell? Google strikes again.
Whoa.
Yeah, that
It's a good
the
list.
algorithm is way off.
Yeah.
I mean,
It looks so accurate.
but look, I even say who was nominated. They even say who's nominated. I'm sorry, ladies.
Oh.
I want to know where they're pulling this from.
Wow, that is weird, man. That is weird. Okay. Let's try to get this correct. Best Actress nominees. There we go. There we go. Andrew Riseborough, in Two Leslie, Michelle Williams, The Fablemans, Kate Blanchett, Tar, Anna de Armas, Blonde, Michelle Yeoh, Everything. Ladies and Germ. Give us your thought. Let's go from top to bottom. Have you seen them? Give me your thoughts really quickly on what we have here.
Let's see. Oh, go ahead. Who wants to go first?
Struggle, you're first.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're up first.
Okay, I've seen Tar and I've seen Blonde and I've recently seen Everything Everywhere All at Once. I feel like those are more correct. I could be biased because I have not seen To Leslie and I have not seen I can't even read what that says, but I see Michelle Williams there. I have not seen either one of those, but it's a white list. It's void of color here. I have seen Woman King and I have seen Till, and I do feel like they should have been here. But I can't say that the three movies that I have seen are just completely unearned because they all did an amazing job, especially with Blonde. Blonde is a whole lot of things, but her performance there, it does warrant her to be in this category. I think she did an amazing job. But maybe if I seen To Leslie or the Formidables, is that what that says?
Fablemans.
One of those.
Fablemans, yeah.
Michelle Williams, The Fablemans. Yeah.
Yeah, if I had seen those, maybe I could speak to those, but I can say that Tar, the performance there was great. But as far as what's really sticking out to me, even though it's causing a riot, I had the most to say about the performance of Anna however you say her name. Like, she did amazing. Like, I reviewed the movie. I thought that she ate that role up. So I don't understand what the riot is happening for her to be nominated. Creole.
Hey, Lorena. Sorry.
No worries. No worries.
Off the rough start. I'm all over the place this morning. I need you guys. Come on, my people.
We'll get it.
All right, let's do it.
We'll got it.
We'll get it. Let's see. I have not seen To Leslie. I have not seen Tar, although I adore Kate Blanchett. She's one of my favorite actresses. So hopefully I'll be able to see Tar sometime soon. Have not watched The Fablemans. Have not seen that. I've heard that's based on Steven Spielberg's life. So that's kind of interesting right there. I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once, and that movie was fire from beginning to end. Was not what I expected. Michelle Yeoh is a wonderful actress, so I'm very excited that she's been nominated. Also, let's get to Blonde. I did indeed watch Blonde. Anna de Armas, I mean, to tag on to what Struggles was saying, regardless of what you think about the film, her performance was absolutely incredible. And by incredible, I mean with like the shifts in just who she was, things that happened to her, the way she approached certain scenes. It was something you will not forget, whether you love the film or you absolutely, absolutely freaking can't stand the film. You have to give Anna de Armas props for her performance in it. She took that extremely, extremely seriously. I didn't see Chill. I didn't see The Woman King. I'm a history buff, so I think I would be way too granular when criticizing the Woman King. So
Oh, you
those
want
are
some
my thoughts.
accuracy? There wasn't no accuracy, no.
Yeah, my thing.
Now,
I mean,
now, Struggle.
you can take
But you must comply. You must
take
comply.
artistic license, but it's like, let's be real. And a lot of times Hollywood, no, no, no. You want us to do no, heck no, we can't do
Well, the
that.
thing that bugs me the most about that is
But
from
it's
what
written by two white women.
well, I'm just saying
Oh
from what I know
Lord.
of the Woman King is, that tribe in particular, were slavers basically,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Mhm.
And if they had made some kind of movie where, back in the day, colonials were, put in a better light, people would be raging in the streets right now, right?
Mhm.
If they put slave owners, like white slave owners, in a good light in a movie, they would burn that theater down. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be nominated for anything. So I look, yeah, there's always going to be some kind of artistic licensing to like do a little something different, but you can't just completely erase the biggest part of that movie, which is that particular African tribe were part of the slave trade.
Yeah.
I have to stop
That's a
you
big
really
deal.
quick. We have a special guest in the live chat, and
Oh really?
someone had asked earlier, no Jennifer Lawrence in this, and then look who shows up. What's up, Jenny?
Someone said my name.
What's up, girl?
Wow, look at that.
What's up? Hey, let me know if you want me to
That's
throw you a
A-list right
link.
there, man.
Yeah,
That's what
Yeah.
happens when Polly pulls up.
I'll
Just-
throw you a link.
Everybody
I heard she
wants
likes
to know.
bigotes. Anyways, continue, verbal.
Yeah, so I think we're all kind of in the same boat. I think Fablemans was the one I didn't see, and Tar. Though again, I love Kate Blanchett too. And I haven't seen To Leslie, obviously. So I've only seen Blonde and Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm in the same boat. I think Anna did a great job of acting with what she was given.
Mm.
Right. We all know Ryan Murphy can get a little up his own ass. Let's just be honest.
Hi-oh.
I mean, he just can't be. I mean, I like American Horror Story, but there's times where he can be really indulgent, and it doesn't work for him. Right? That movie didn't work. That movie should not have been. Look, it shouldn't have been that long, or it should have been a series. But that movie was way too long, and to be honest, from what I know of Marilyn Monroe and what I've kind of researched after, they took a lot of liberties with that story. So it wasn't even based on a fully true story. So the movie itself, to be honest with you, was pure shite. But but she was very good in that movie, right? Even though the movie is literally nominated for a Razzie right now, she deserves her Oscar nod.
Okay, well, it's
I'm trying
interesting.
to see. I was looking. I'm sorry, Polly. I was trying to see.
It's all right. I was only waiting my turn.
Yeah, which movie were you referring to for Ryan Murphy?
Blonde.
Blonde.
Ryan Murphy is associated with Blonde?
I believe so, right?
I didn't think so.
You want to double check on that struggle while let me give you my little 2 cents.
I
have not seen To
If I'm
Leslie.
wrong, I'm wrong then. Because you know what, you might be right. I thought
Because
Ryan Murphy's name
I
was attached
reviewed
to
it,
but
and I don't remember seeing anything. Because I remember I was more
because that was
shocked that Brad Pitt was associated with production on the film, as well as his name was Andrew. I think Andrew Dominic or something like that.
Dominic's the director.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Find out if you
Yeah,
can get.
I might be off there because I thought Ryan Murphy because it had a lot of his
Yes, it did.
style, if you will.
Surrealness.
So
Okay. So my first thoughts here on this controversial list here. I have not seen To Leslie. I have not seen Tar. I have seen. I have not seen Blonde. I have not seen Ana de Armas and Blonde yet. It is one of those things where I just wanted to avoid it because I just of what I heard, the content. Now I need to see it, but it's on the list. I did see Fablemans. I did see Everything Everywhere. I feel like I need to see Kate, and I think now I want to see the rest. I actually want to see the rest.
Mhm.
I did see the Woman King as far as what's being disputed as far as being snubbed. Viola Davis and the Woman King, and I haven't seen Till. Now, from what I saw in the Woman King, I don't see why it would be considered at all. It just wasn't a good action film. That's just me. It didn't hook me, and we try to we're big Viola fans.
Yeah.
And yeah, she looked great. There were some cool fight scenes, some fight choreography, but unlike Braveheart or Last Mohicans, and that was the director's inspiration. Those quiet moments in those movies were just as riveting as the action. There was nothing riveting except maybe the daughter trying to find her story.
Yeah.
But I just, to me, it was a mess of a film. That's a Woman King. Till I haven't seen. I hear, according to Chris Gore, that Danielle Deadweiler was absolutely amazing in that film. I don't know if I want to see that film. That's the whole thing, because growing up and reading on the history about it, I know the brutality already. So I don't know. What are you guys' feelings about?
So I feel like personally because there was this great show on HBO back probably a few years ago called Lovecraft Country, and they did an episode based on Emmett Till, and I felt like that was probably one of the best versions of that story, and I don't need to see anything after that based on Emmett Till. You know what I mean? It was handled properly. I think it's just one of those stories that we all kind of know, and I think to keep harping on it, there's other Black stories to tell. That's just my thing. There's other Black stories that we could be telling, and we keep telling the same ones over and over and over.
I would have to agree. I would have to agree with Nate on this one. Here's my thing about the likes of Till and how they've just been doing this over and over and over again. I'm really getting sick and tired of this trauma porn that they put out there, because that's exactly what it is.
Yep.
There's victorious stories of Black people, like, for example, with all the slavery movies that they put out. I find it interesting how they will harp on slavery films, but they won't tell the stories of Reconstruction. They won't tell the stories of Black people who, within one generation, they went from not being able to read and write or own property to reading, writing, owning property, owning their own businesses, and being able to vote. That is not shown. Why is that? They won't talk about the victorious struggles. Yes, there were definitely racism and all of that, but they don't focus on the victorious things. I mean, Till's been done to death, and it's to the point where I don't want to see this kind of racial trauma porn anymore. Give me some stories of victory that are out there. Give us some more things like Hidden Figures, for example.
Yeah.
I agree.
So heavy. You said that, I was thinking about I was kind of excited for Emancipation because Will Smith went on his press tour and he was like, this will not be a slave movie. This isn't that. This is a new narrative. And I kind of got, pumped for it. And then I saw it and I was like, oh, this is a slave movie.
Yeah.
My thumbnail, I believe I said slave movie, but make it Will Smith. Like, he's going to be, the rebellious slave or, the hero slave. But it was still a slave movie instead of focusing on more of, the photograph, how we got there, or just the Whip Peter photograph, like the journey of that, we focused on pretty much the runaway slave narrative, and I was just really disappointed with that. But yeah, I don't want to take away from the performance until, of course,
Sure.
it's close
Yeah.
together because, like I said, we just got the ABC series, the depiction of Till. Like, it was literally mirror as far as performances in the storytelling, and they were both like phenomenal. But it's like, give us something else. I would love to hear a different, just anything. There's always, the same thing, especially like with today's climate. Like, if you want to see Till tragically, you can just cut the news on. And I would just rather see something else depicted on film, 100 years later. We should be able to talk about something else.
Well, before we get into the timeline of this controversial, to me, it's a non-controversy, but of Andrew getting her nomination, we have a couple of pinned chats, and thank you guys in the chat. Please, keep asking us questions. I'll try to get to them. Here's a couple interesting ones. Monkey Jeebus, inclusion is a myth spread by corporate America for ESG points. Panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see any lies told. That's one of those little clickbait keywords. Inclusion, and we're gonna yeah. It's a myth. That's a great way to put that. It's a myth. Thank you, Monkey Jeebus.
Well, and let's be honest here. I mean, we no studio has that good of a heart, right? Like, it's not like, they saw like an injustice being done and they're trying to correct it. It's all about the money. And they thought that there was a lot of money in woke culture, so they went all in on it. And now inclusion has become a dirty word, where before it should have been something that should have been happening a long time ago in Hollywood, but there was no profit in it back then, right?
Mm-hmm.
But once Black Panther came out and they saw all that money, well, now everything's inclusive.
Yeah, don't get me started. I can't believe Black Panther is nominated.
Why?
Hey, Dante, not everyone's included there.
Black Panther.
Well, you know what I mean. It's
as far as what Hollywood thinks inclusion is all about.
The second, a movie that's primarily Latino focused hits billions. All of a sudden, you're going to see an influx of Latino actors, Latino actresses, Latino movies, because that's how Hollywood works. They only go by the numbers.
Yeah, you see what RRR is doing.
Oh yeah, Indians.
Yeah, but my pushback with that is we're the biggest money theater going minority. I mean, the numbers are there, but that's another stream. I'm gonna stay on point. Bonzo says, "Does Asian count as of color?"
Can I just put this out there?
Says Michelle Yeoh doesn't look white to me.
Well, first of all, she's Asian. You know what? First of all, this whole people of color thing, everyone is a person of color.
Yeah.
White is a color.
White is a color.
They come out with this people of color thing to basically say there's white people and everybody else.
Bush also says, "I'm a woman now. Where's my award?"
Ask Jennifer Lawrence.
He started it all.
I guarantee you, when the first trans actress wins, there's going to be some shit. Because,
oh yeah,
but that's another topic for another show.
Wow, wow! You talk about robbing. That is interesting,
right?
Because they're going to have to practice their tolerance and all that. They're going to have to practice it all.
Who was the lead actress from the remake of West Side Story? She's trans, correct? And she recently won for.
Wait, which actress?
West Side Story?
For the most recent, like the remake, the Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. Didn't she win for? She won for something.
No, she's not trans. She's gay. She's gay. You're talking about Adriana DeBose.
Yes.
She won last year.
It was just, it was one of those. Oh, okay, that's fine.
Right. No, she's
one in the bucket. It's okay.
She's Afro-Latina and gay, so but
both
she was
boxes.
She was great as
She was.
Anita.
She was great.
Yeah. Mexican Iron Man comes in for $5.
Mexican Iron
Thank you
Man.
so much. What a great
Thank
show.
you.
The four of you should all come and visit and live cast this show in how about 2023, not 2022.
Right?
Well, right, from my studio by the pool. Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
I'm
in
in.
Down
fact,
with that.
don't threaten me with a good time.
shout out from Hilton Head Island.
Beautiful island.
Okay,
Go ahead.
let's talk about this for a second.
Okay.
So how would that work, ladies? We got Mexican Iron Man's pool. We got you ladies. We got us.
Yes.
Yes. Are you
I'm
guys
in.
down?
Oh,
Give
I'm
me some
down.
money.
All you have to do is say drinks. I'm in. I mean,
Oh, he's got those. He's got those. I've been to
we
his
can do a
house,
show from
too.
a dive bar, and I'll be happy. So
Thank you, Mexican Iron Man, and thank you guys. I will keep trying to tag some of those comments. And guys on the panel, if you see a comment that you want me to, let me know in the private chat. I'll bring it up. But thank you guys for all that loveliness. Let us thank you guys all with a midget and La Bamba.
Cuando canto la bamba yo estoy contento porque yo me acompaño con mi instrumento allá arriba y arriba.
all right, so get into the controversy.
Okay, we're gonna get right into, but I think this is for La Reina and for Struggle. Mexican Iron Man, Margarita outdoor pool and fajita kitchen ready.
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
No,
I'm
I'll
ready.
rustle. I'll make them fajitas for you. and me.
Hey, I just saw that
Flour.
margarita. That's my language. Let's go.
Flour
What's your middle name?
tacos only. Flour tacos only. There we go.
Flour, no corn.
No,
Oh, you gotta do corn. You gotta have corn.
nope. Nope.
I'm Mexican. No, you gotta have corn.
And I live in Texas all my life,
I
so
will
I'm
make you
Mexican
homemade.
adjacent.
I will make you homemade corn tortilla chips and homemade pico de gallo, but that is the extent to which I would go. with corn.
Listen. I'm not gonna argue if you two ladies are there. I'm not gonna say anything. And Struggles' middle name is Margarita, so hey,
There you go.
All right now.
It's in the name.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, here we go. Let's get into it. There's a timeline of Andrea Riseborough's Oscar nomination controversy. Yeah, I didn't send this one to you guys because I just got it. I just found this morning, so I want to go right to it. So this movie premiered at the South by Southwest Film Festival of March 12th. Okay. The independent film was slow in gaining attention. In hindsight, Riseborough explained to Deadline that there was a quiet lull after South by Southwest. So it really, was like came out with a little whimper.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the film has been out. October 25th, Andrea is snubbed by Gotham Awards, which specifically highlights independent television and movies. Riseborough was not one of the 10 recipients to earn Outstanding Lead Performance. This is a group, male and female. Okay. The nominees included Kate Blanchett, Colin Farrell, and Danielle Deadwyler, who won.
Mm-hmm.
So she won. And this film, along with The Woman King, they actually have won and been nominated for a lot of different awards. Some awards that are exclusive just to African American film, Black cinema, etc. Okay, but Gotham Awards, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, guys?
So I guess I'm trying to just understand what the whole controversy is, basically, because it just sounds like she went through an alternative route to get to where she is, versus doing something, I don't want to say illegal, but you know what I mean. I don't think she did anything wrong, and I'm trying to. I watched the videos you sent me. I'm trying to figure out where she did something shady, and I don't see it.
To kind of agree with you, when I heard about this, I went back and checked out what the deal was, and it seems to me this is a case of people hating the player instead of hating the game, because what she did, literally, it wasn't illegal. It was just a loophole that, guess what? They exploited and used it. It didn't say that you couldn't circulate, have these screenings. You know, there's people who put out splashy ads in the LA Times and the Hollywood Reporter for your consideration. They pimp their films that way.
Mhm.
What's wrong with this person having her movie hustled on social media? There was no rule around that. But apparently, it seems to me, since social media is outside of what the Academy considers to be proper, now they have a problem with it.
Okay, let's move on. In the timeline, November 11th, Charlize Theron. I always forget, don't notice. How do you say her last name?
I would just say Theron.
Theron. I just say she's beautiful. Host a To Leslie screening. Now, she was one of the first celebrities to host a screening at CAA, which is a huge agency here in LA. Okay, it's that kind of movie that stays in your mind, she says. It stays in your bones. So that's one thing, right? Is that these actors, for whatever reason, really loved and gravitated towards this independent film.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Edward Norton, Jennifer Aniston contributed to the support of the film later that month, opening their homes for private screenings, according to the LA Times. The overpouring amount of celebrity-backed support for To's Leslie eventually began to raise eyebrows. IndieWire learned from insiders that word of mouth began roiling after the South by premiere in October, when these celebrities came on board to help with the screenings after a few well-placed calls. Okay, this movie has no studio behind it. It's got no industrial entertainment machine to, to do ads and push like the way Black Panther did. And those guys got 5 nominations. You saw, for your consideration, all over the place, especially here in LA. You just saw the big posters. Lady, anyone, guys? Anything so far?
I'm just trying to figure out what the issue is. Because this is I think this is like more in your face, but like behind the scenes, isn't this, what they all do? If I'm not mistaken, like people act like, it's genuine for your consideration, but we all know behind the scenes people are lobbying and doing other things and, using this person. It's all about who you know versus the performance that was given in the film for you to be nominated. I guess since now it's just in your face and this is just a little indie darling. It's like, but this is what they do. I'm just waiting for the issue to be seen.
Not to interrupt you, but it is kind of disingenuous. Going back to when I used to live in LA, I used to loathe award season. Why? Because every paper, every billboard, it seems like I'm driving down Santa Monica Boulevard and all I see is billboards of for your consideration for the Oscars, for whatever. I'm just like, really? And that's just, that's how they do things. And it just seems that this particular movie, like Paulie was saying, that didn't have a big studio behind it. Yeah. What's the equalizer? Social media. And they use that to their advantage. And it's obviously paid off.
I think it's because it's like, if y'all do this, for this film and it works, then, later on moving forward, you can do it for other films and it'll become an issue and we won't have as much control over, the say-so or how you get to lobby and push your film.
The thing is, they broke the rules of the Hollywood game. You know what I mean? It's like they didn't play by the same rules, and they pimped their movie in a different way that Hollywood normally pimps their movies, right? So, and they don't like that. Hollywood is very they like their boxes. You know what I mean? And if
they like to control. They like to control the boxes.
Yeah, they like to control the box. And once you veer away from that box, then you're an outsider.
Right.
We've all been to these parties, these industry parties in Hollywood, and it's everybody's all up their own ass, and smelling each other's farts, that kind of thing. It's just really. I mean,
truly, it is,
and that's why
I remember some of them parties, dude.
That's why, like, I know for a fact, like there's times where me and Chris Gore would go to these parties, man, and we're literally there just for the free drinks and food. We can care less about hobnobbing with these people. It's just like,
God, I miss drinking.
yeah, I mean, it's like
I can't even do that now, man.
Impressive, and
Yeah.
Hollywood. Look, if you're looking for Hollywood to do the right thing and just nominate the right actors, the right actresses, the right movies, good luck. It's all about who put the most money in, and that's who's going to win.
Let's continue. You guys are great. Really quick, everyone here, I'm joined by Struggle Reviews TV, La Arena Creo, Verbal Riot. Make sure you're all subscribed to them. Make sure you're commenting, smashing the likes, sharing. Thank you guys for being here on a Saturday. I think we're going to try to do this at least once a month with these lovely people.
Yes.
With these lovely people. Okay, let's get back to it. Woohoo! Andrea receives Independent Spirit Award nomination November 22nd following the celebrity-hosted screenings. Riseborough was one of 10 performers nominated. The recognition marked the actress's first attention ahead of the Oscars. Okay, that is like that Independent Spirit Awards are where they really celebrate the independent films, productions that don't have that type of backing. It's kind of melted now. Like a lot of those movies are now in Oscars, which is kind of lame.
Yeah.
You know, the Oscars used to be like about like the biggest films, you know what I'm saying, of the year. So, you know, I would like to see those separate a little bit more, but that's just me.
Well, the weird thing to me too is like there was a time when the Oscars loved movies like this. You know, it was always those weird little movies you never heard of that won all these awards, right? Like that was like, in fact, people used to complain about the fact that every time a movie won the Oscar, no one ever heard of it, right? But now it's like they kind of shit on these movies because they don't pay them the way the bigger movies pay, and that's why you see a lot more mainstream movies now being nominated for Best Film.
And that's why you see Hero Goodness award season used to be a night of film recognition of luxurious outfits. Now it's a relevant and a joke. Thank you, Amanda. Good to see you here. That is very well said. She also said earlier, Amanda, hello, lovely streamers in chat.
Yes. Hi.
Or as I saw a lovely post, a white man is colored. He's the one who can turn green when sick, blue and purple when cold, and red when hot. Oh my God. That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
That's funny.
Here's something, guys, that the films to be nominated, anyone's to be nominated, it does have to have 2 weeks. It has to be shown in a movie theater, and that's To Leslie barely did that, and it did make I want to say $27,000.
Oh, it did terribly in the box office. I mean, but this shouldn't be about the box office though.
It should get a re-release now so more people can see it. You're right. And I would only say that, yes, the Academy Awards used to be about films like this because the studios used to produce films like this. And they used to give that a more vaulted level because films, especially with the Academy Awards, were for more adults. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not, I'm just spitballing here.
I just wish one of us have seen this film because I feel like, like if it's, you're somebody else, Charlize Theron or whoever could have thought it was amazing. And then we probably like, oh, I can see why there was no smoke. It's, because a lot of indie films, I had never heard of this film. And I try to keep my ear to the ground for indie films. I love indie films. A lot of the times that's where you get your best performances and the best films of the year. I had never heard of this film. And I just really want to know if it's worth all this push and this hype. I'm going to watch it as soon as we get off.
Yeah, I forgot who I talked to. And I think it was Rosa Parra, film critic. And she says she was good. It's not great. It was good, and I think a lot of this has to do with her with the popularity push that she got. I mean, let's get into it. I mean, she got snubbed by the Golden Globes. She was not among those.
That's such a shaky word now. According to everybody now, they were snubbed. You were snubbed, and then you go look at the film. You're like, well, where are you though? Like a lot of people right now at this moment feels like Viola Davis is being snubbed, and I think all of us are in agreement that it was a good film, but it wasn't there's so many other moments where she was actually snubbed, but this wasn't one of them.
So Golden Globes that had Blanchett, Coleman, Davis, Ana Armas, Michelle Williams. Of course, Michelle Yeoh earned it. I mean, she was amazing.
Very well
Critics'
deserved.
Choice snubbed again, for lack of better words. There, struggle. I'm just reading this. We're just going through the timeline, right? As far as the announcements.
Mm-hmm.
So here, both Woman King and Till got nominated, as well as Margot Robbie. Interesting, right? That Viola gets the nomination in Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, Till, but not the Oscar.
Yeah.
Because that's what this is all about.
That
That's all
is a little weird.
Yep.
But it's not uncommon. That I've seen that happen too many times.
Listen, I will say this: the lone male Latino actor that got nominated was Diego Calva for Babylon. He got every nomination except for an Oscar nomination. That's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes, right?
True.
December 14th, Andrea receives a Chicago Film Critics Association nomination, even though she lost to Blanchett. So she's getting recognized already. Again, this didn't happen in the this wasn't stolen in the middle of the night.
Right.
It wasn't stolen.
A really good movie. Like I'm almost feeling like she wasn't that great.
Who is this?
I'm because Tara, like Kate Blanchett, Tara, like it's phenomenal. Like I'm almost feeling like, because I'm seeing here Gwyneth Paltrow and I'm like, they're pushing for this for a reason. Like I haven't, like, these are some big names as far as, Hollywood pushing for this lone film. I'm almost just really feeling like it's not worth the hype, because I did go and watch a little highlight reel of the film before we got on here of To Leslie, and I wasn't moved, but this is one of those, once you, strip down for a film, lose a little weight, wearing any makeup, those, that Oscar baiting situation. It looks like that, but I can't place judgment because I haven't seen it, but I'm really almost feeling like it just wasn't the superior film.
Interesting. Polly, you muted yourself.
January 10th of this year, Paltrow hosts a To Leslie screening. This is an Academy Award winner, Paltrow, right? Gwyneth Paltrow joins the likes of these other ones, hosting a screening. She penned a rave review. She says, "I am stunned by all the performances. Andrea should win every award there is, and all the ones that haven't been invented yet."
I mean, it is a pretty good cast. I mean, outside of the main actress, I mean, I don't see the problem with it. Allison Janney is in it, Stephen Root, Andre Royal. Like, it's a pretty nice cast. I mean,
so people are from the likes of Paltrow and all these people are just saying that they were just amazed by her performance, and they're hosting private. There's nothing illegal about hosting a private.
Yeah.
They're very influential people. That is the business.
Yeah, everybody's going to do this next year.
Yeah.
January 11th, Andrea snubbed at the SAG. She didn't get the SAG. Where's the outrage? Where's the outrage? Okay. The Academy begins voting for the award nominations. The same day the Academy begins voting, To Leslie's director says to the Hollywood Reporter, reasons for generating support: "We can't even afford an ad. We live or die by the people's reaction to the film. We've been so under the radar, and our only strategy has been to get people to see the film. I don't want it to become another title in a library. I want it to be seen." That's the director.
And he makes total and complete sense. When you look at these larger films who have studio PR firms behind them and the money to push out into that advertising, these little indie films, they can't really compete on that level. So they go about it, another way.
Yep. I mean, for the independent, in us, this is badass.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
totally
yeah.
badass. This is how, we should make all these films do it, and then we should put it to our politicians to be doing it like this. Come to our homes.
Yeah, no, I think
Can't have any money.
I think we should be like praising that their strategy, man. I mean, they just want people to watch the film and talk about it, right? I mean, again, they didn't have the money to push the way Warner Brothers has, so
Right.
I'm not seeing the problem.
And
I'm actually impressed by the way
Yeah.
that they did this.
and that it has. The outlet noted the star-studded campaign received in the weeks prior to the Oscar voting, screenings by hosted celebrities, positive vocal posts on social media, Jennifer Aniston, Zoe, Rosie, even Helen Hunt. All these former winners. I mean, listen, whether you like them or not.
Something about this feels so calculated to me.
Yeah, how so?
It does. I mean, it's why. Obviously, they think it was a great film, but something like this could have been done 10 times over for so many other movies where people thought like, oh, it was amazing, we should push it. But with all the backing, like I just keep seeing name after name after name. It just feels like it's a good. I'm not saying it's bad, but it just seems like we are creating another avenue for you guys to not have so much control as far as what gets pushed. But oh God, I wish I would have watched the film. I just want to see the film to give my own personal opinion, but I feel like they felt like this is the perfect indie darling to make a shift. So let's get all these people to back it and, just really push to go in the, years to come. This is an option that we can have and something that we can do. I'm sure the Oscars will figure out a way to cancel all this out. Like, yeah, you thought you had one. Like they are not going to, take this lying down, but it feels very strategic the way, it's just all this recognition for this one film. When I have seen countless films, even this year, like Triangle of Sadness, On Account of Three, there were like some really great indie movies that are just movies from the past that I was like, man, like this movie should have been seen. It was incredible, and it's just considered indie darling, and you never hear about it again. So there were opportunities to give this type of push to so many other films, but for whatever reason, this one here is just like the catalyst for what's to come. But it feels very like calculated to me.
Well, that's why that's why there's so many like organizations within this business, so that they can kind of police who makes it to these award shows, right? And then they have their rules, and every organization has their set of rules. So they make it very hard to just be a good movie that gets nominated, right? Like you got to go through the channels.
Guys, they were pushing for Namor to get a nomination.
Again, why?
Come on. Right? It's this. I agree with you, Struggle, that it is calculated because these women are smart. These people are smart. The director's wife is Mary McCormick, the actress. They listen. Her best friends, they all got together to push for Andrea's performance, because Andrea's been in the business for decades. She's very well respected, very well beloved. So you got all these elements that just have aligned for her, and and you could say the same thing with how studios, they're very well calculated, PR firms, etc. I mean, again, they're saying this is an outrage. I would say, except for Angela Bassett, any nomination for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever is an outrage.
I agree.
An absolute waste of a nomination.
Agreed.
I still take Angela's with a grain of salt. Like it just, I'm happy that she's nominated. Like I'm really excited for her, and I think they're beyond a reasonable. They wouldn't do this and not have her get it. Like people will riot in the streets. Like that's it. But I just take that with all of the other mostly Black people who've been nominated, and they should have won it or been nominated long ago for something else. And it's always like, okay, we're going to throw you a bone and give you Angela.
Right. We saw it with Denzel in Training Day.
Yeah. Exactly, because he didn't get it from Malcolm X.
We saw it
when
with Halle Berry and Monsters Ball. I mean, it's
yeah. I think with Angela,
what they should win for
the Academy. The Academy does fix itself every once in a while, which is good. They should have given her the award for Tina Turner. They now have a chance to give her award for this.
Right.
And I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. That's
Like,
why I
even,
said
even
except for,
even Pacino's first win was Sin of a Woman, right?
correct.
Yeah, and
It
he should
was
have got
not
one way before
Godfather.
that.
Yeah, it was not
He
Scarface.
should have got one for Dog Day Afternoon, and that was in the 70s.
At least
you know?
three. At least three.
All of them in the 70s, like Jack Nicholson, all of his great movies were in the 70s,
Yeah.
but he got it from
Mhm.
like, I don't even remember what it was. It was forgettable, but it wasn't something like One
I think it was
Flew Over
As Good as It Gets, I think.
Yes, it was. It was trash. Well, not the movie, but the nomination.
I mean, maybe we should give an award to the CGI of Wakanda Forever. They did brush out Namor's bulge.
Oh
and
no,
listen,
dude! That CGI was bad. It was
it was
rough.
horrible.
It was horrible.
Serpico,
terrible
Oh,
dog.
CGI.
Serpico.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
heck
Serpico.
yeah.
Serpico, yeah. Oh my
Hell
God.
yeah.
Good
Hell
play.
yeah. All right, let's get back to it. This is good talk, guys. Thank you everyone for being here. January 14th, Reddit users take note of some language celebrities use to praise Leslie. They're all kind of saying a small film with a giant heart.
Well, how much did it cost to make this movie?
Oh God, that's another good question. That's another good. I'll find that out.
I'm pretty sure it's a small movie.
Yeah, look. Yeah, I'll find out if someone can find out for me. Kate Blanchett mentions Andrea in her Critics' Choice Award acceptance speech. That's January 15th. As one of the actresses who deserves the trophy despite not having earned a nomination.
Wow.
That's pretty big.
It just says $1 million. $1 million.
Wow. So how much money has it made so far?
$2,700.
You know, they got to bring it out.
Right?
They got to re-release it. Okay. The Academy Award voting closes. Okay, Clayton did. This is when I first heard of Andrea's name. Is when regarding the Andrea Riseborough search. I'm like, ooh. It occurred in the last couple of days for her work into Leslie. It didn't. It's been going on. Right? And according to Clayton Davis of Variety, it's either the most brilliant PR stunt ever performed or something crazy is about to occur with a jaw dropper in Best Actress. He began and he said, I'm inclined to believe the former, and he was wrong. I mean, something like this has never been done. I've never heard of this before.
Never.
And she
So with
received
this
it.
movie making just $27,000, it's not been re-released at all. Like, do they have to wait to re-release it or something?
No, they can do it. I mean,
or is this just to push this narrative, and then it's like, well, we don't care if it, y'all go see it, but we just
God, who distributed? Who can you check out who distributed it? They have to decide whether they want to put money up to re-release it in theaters. It costs a lot of money to put movies in theaters.
Yeah.
So Momentum Pictures, I don't even know what that is.
I don't even know who they are. I mean,
it says independent film distributor. Yeah.
If I was them, I actually would get it back in the theaters ASAP. They'll make money.
Yeah.
This is such a it's such a trend. It's trending all over the place.
Well, dude, and as someone who works in marketing, you can't pay for this kind of advertisement, man. Like now's the time to put it back in the theater. Are you kidding me? Now that everybody's talking about it and there's controversy behind it, throw it back in the theater.
Okay, so she gets the nomination. January 24th. Deadweiler does not. Davis does not.
I'm okay with Davis.
I found out. Oh, sorry, Polly. I wanted to tell you. To Leslie is being distributed by Momentum Pictures.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which looks like it's an outfit out of London.
Okay. Well, there you go. So, they're probably having meetings right now. Like if we're gonna, release this puppy, I would do it a few weeks before. They still got plenty of time. All right. The 27th, the Academy, because there's been so much hubbub, says it's going to investigate To Leslie campaign. There you go. There you go. Conducting a review of campaign procedures around this year's nominee. People such as Christina Ricci, Mark Maron slammed the Academy. for having an investigation. Yeah, it's
Did they think they weren't gonna have one? Like it's the Academy. Like
mhm.
I would be more surprised if they were just quiet and submissive, like, well, you guys did your own thing and we're just gonna let this happen. Like, no, they're gonna fight this with every single possible thing
And
they
I
can.
think so,
Like, just to say, don't try this again. Don't try this next year.
right?
This is gonna
And it's
flop.
always been that way, though. Like even
Uh-huh.
if you think about the independent films that won during the '90s, like when the '90s independent craze was at its height, right? Though most of those independent films were created by Miramax, which is backed by Harvey Weinstein and a bunch of very powerful Hollywood people. So they weren't even true independent films. They were independent films backed by major studios, which
Mhm.
most independent films are these days, or at least the ones that get nominated. Like always look at who's backing them, right? Because it's very rare that a true independent makes it, into these awards.
Correct. Staying independent, as this one has. What'll happen is that, like Coda, which won last year, it was made for peanuts, but it was bought by Apple TV and distributed by them. That's happened a lot now more than ever. Netflix, they'll go to these film festivals, and ones that pop, they make the bid, and they buy them for millions of dollars, and then it's up to them how to distribute it. So yeah, okay. So here we are. The co-star Mark Maron on his podcast slams it as well. Apparently, the Academy, or whatever the fuck it is, has decided to investigate Riseborough's grassroots campaign to get her Oscar nomination, because I guess it also threatens their system to where they completely bought out by corporate interests in the form of studios. And that's a great surmise right there.
Yeah, I forgot Mark Maron's in that movie. I mean, it has a really good cast, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, okay, listen, it's a stupid investigation in the sense that nothing happens, and we're not going to revoke Andrea's Oscar nomination, and that is that. That is the timeline, guys, of what this Oscar-nominated person went through with this performance. Okay,
all of that not to win.
She probably won't win. But I guess the win is that she got nominated. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, she's literally competing with Michelle Yeoh, and
this is
Kate Blanchett.
everything
I mean,
all
it's
in
going
one year. Like they're going to clean up everything.
Yeah, I just think Michelle Yeoh is going to take it.
Oh yeah.
So all of this is for nothing anyway.
I think if anything, just the whole buzz behind how this little movie out of nowhere gets a Best Actress nomination. So I think if anything, the fact that they're actually going to be at the Oscars, that's press that they can't even buy.
I agree.
Yep. I mean, if anything, when it goes on, streaming and all whatever it is, it's going to make some money.
Mm-hmm.
It'll make its $1 million back. I got some starred comments, and then we're going to go on to a hot topic in regards to whiteness in Black cinema in the reaction to this, which is going to be nice and interesting. Okay, Davina couldn't care about Academy Awards. Okay, I hear.
Well, most people don't.
Most people don't nowadays.
Don't.
Here's to what you guys were saying. Let's not forget Miramax and the Weinstein brothers invented hardcore marketing of the indie movie to get nominated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They got most of the geriatric Oscar votes as they went to them in the hospice. Oh,
dang.
Wow.
You know what? I would kind of disagree with that, because I felt like the one thing Miramax did do was give a lot of kind of young guns like a way to get their name out there. You know what I mean? I mean, guys like Kevin Smith and, who were just nobodies, who just young and making movies, and he gave them an outlet. Guys like Tarantino, right?
Yeah.
Just some dude at a video store, right? I mean, I think it wasn't just a geriatric crowd.
Yeah. I think they meant the voters to go.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's what they meant.
Academy
voters. Those are geriatric.
The Academy vote,
for sure.
I've met some Academy voters. It's like, oh man, they got 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot on banana peel.
Yes.
But remind me about the Academy voters in a second, guys. Sanders says Scorsese should have won for Taxi Driver, Goodfellas, or Casino, out for The Departed.
Oh,
I agree.
yeah,
Definitely Goodfellas.
yeah. Goodfellas, love it.
Dance with Wolves won over the Goodfellas?
No, I don't even think he won for Raging Bull, right?
No, he didn't win until The
Dang.
Departed.
Yeah.
He didn't win anything until The Departed.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
so crazy.
Yeah. I heard Johnny Leguizamo is gonna pose for the next Oscar statue, but I hope it's just a rumor, because that is no. Choose Leslie, according to Box Office Mojo, domestic over $27,000 it made. Worldwide, 27. Yeah, I don't think I got an international deal.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for all your comments, super chats, all that good stuff. Keep it coming. And we appreciate you. I also want to say hello to members of the Slant really quickly. Sander, Daryl the Derelict, War Monkey, Magitech Mags, ¿qué más? Clobbering Times, ¿qué más? Ya está. Ándale pues. Divina, órale. Darth Plato's here. Hey, Darth. Haven't seen you. And we have some really fun friends. Retro Nerd Girl. Amanda's here. Boosh. Is it Boosh or Bosch? Boosh. Thank you guys for being here. TF is here. Okay, guys. Let's do a little stretch. Work
Get
it
ready
out.
for this one.
I gotta fix my scarf. Struggles has got to fix her top. Lorena's got to fix her cute headband. Orale, you guys ready?
Yes.
And I just need to crack all my old bones.
Well, black women. Okay, here we go. I'm going right in.
Go in. Let's do it.
Going in hot. Here we go.
Going in hot. Black women. Andrew Riseborough isn't the reason black women were snubbed from Oscar noms. The system is. This is by Clayton Davis. This came out 2 days ago. It's not Andrew Riseborough's fault that 0 black women were nominated for Best Actress this year. Still, what's that?
I know he's right. It's not her fault.
Correct. Yeah. So far, we all agree with this.
Yeah.
I mean,
No lies detected there.
Yeah. Still, with no representation for the second consecutive year, the To Leslie Starr's surprise inclusion is far more pronounced. Through a grassroots effort made up of predominantly white acting peers, Riseborough's managing and publicity teams orchestrated a concentrated campaign that landed her a nom and exposed an awards ecosystem that doesn't naturally seek out black women. Well, the Latino Slant has 2 black women on the panel right now. Can you see? What do y'all think?
No lies were told. I think the issue is going to come where people will feel like if we try to lobby this way for a predominantly black film, is it going to be received the same way? I think that's the only issue. But no lies were told here. It is in no way her fault or anybody's fault. Like she's just starring in the film, but I think it's going to come into play, which I'm sure this is why they're going to try to stop this here when it's the next film and is considered a black film or whatever, has a lead black actress or black actor. Will this be pushed through the way that hers was to be nominated?
Yeah, I agree. There's no lie being told here at all. The Oscar system is the way the Oscar system is. The Oscar system seems to like to nominate movies that they make them feel good about nominating. Like, for example, Driving Miss Daisy. It still trips me out by the fact that sucker got nominated.
Oh, it won over Do the Right Thing, right?
Yes. And I remember Kim Basinger came out on stage when she presented and basically said, "Do the right thing." Should have won, and it didn't. They give us, Drive Miss Daisy. So there's no lies being told here. The Academy nominates who it is that they want to, and it has nothing whatsoever to do with inclusion unless they're forced by societal pressure to do so.
Yeah.
Case in
verbal.
point, Wakanda forever. Anyway,
Not wrong. Dante?
I mean, look, if you look at just the history of black folks in film, right? It up until shit, I say even the late 90s, really. I mean, everything was pretty much still pretty stereotypical as far as the roles that we were getting. You know what I mean? Outside of quote unquote black movies. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is like there was a kind of a era when black folks just started making their own stuff during the 90s, and
John
a lot
Cena.
of it was kind of buffoonish. I'm not going to lie. Like some of the comedies were
Bloodland
just very,
movies.
yeah, and a ton of in the hood movies, shit like that. But Hollywood has always kind of had a problem when it comes to like recognizing black talent, right? I mean, they just have, and there is a problem within the system. And even now, it's weird because they're trying to course correct, but they're doing it in a really goofy way. Where now, if it's super woke, then then you'll get nominated, right? But it can't be anything like in between that, right? Like it has to be super woke. It can't be like just you playing a good role anymore, right? Where before it was, if you were lucky, if you were a Denzel, if you were a Morgan Freeman, you got a decent role, right? I mean, if you look at even some of Angela Bassett's earlier work, man, I mean, she had to just take some roles, and they weren't stellar, right? Like she had to really build. She's getting her flowers now, I mean, but it took a while to get those flowers. So Hollywood, the machine has always been pretty broken when it comes to just race in general. You know what I mean? So
I'm gonna hold my thoughts for later. I love what I'm hearing. Viola Davis and Deadweiler were favored to be Best Actresses nominees in this. This is in a category that has seen only one black woman, Halle Berry, win in 95 years. After scoring key industry mentions from industry groups, neither contender received a nod. Alas, their snub recalled what Morpheus said in The Matrix Reloaded when gazing upon a starship, the Nebuchadnezzar, exploding in flames. I have dreamed a dream, but now that dream is gone from me. Oh, very nice. Thank you. Okay, on the flip side of the equation, Riseborough's nom typifies a system where white women can more easily attain the recognition they feel they deserve. Black women don't have that luxury, nor can they feel so entitled.
I would have to push back on that. There is nothing to say that the same thing that they did to promote To Leslie could not have been done by black filmmakers.
I
So
agree.
that's a lie.
Well, they did promote it. Whoopi Goldberg was an executive producer, I believe, until, and she promoted on The View. I mean, you have The View. I mean, I don't understand. That's a pretty powerful marketing tool.
The same thing is available. So yes, that luxury is out there. So to make the blanket statement to say black women don't have that luxury, that's a straight up lie. No, it's not true.
Now, maybe within the academy, the makeup the academy is, but I would have to think by now that these women in particular, Viola Davis and Angela Bassett, are very well connected with other academy members.
Yes.
This is not these are not obscure people. No one knows before this. No one knew on this panel who Andrea Riseborough was.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. Right? We all knew those other actors. Those other actors are household names. Whoopi Goldberg, Angela Bassett, and Viola Davis. Household names at this point.
Absolutely.
Right?
No, I'm upset that we're still here. Like the way that people
You're
have
upset.
these conversations, it's like you're still waiting for logic to happen and for something to be handed to you just because you did the best. If that was the case, people would have won awards when they were supposed to 10 times over. Like, don't, play the blame game or try to, make fetch happen. Just know that maybe this is an option for me. Or like if they did this and that film got pushed, next year, if the opportunity is there, I'm calling this person, that person, and that person, and we're gonna try to push for this film in the same way. But don't try to, flip it to where it's a race thing. Like even if it wasn't that and it was another film, it has nothing to do with that. Like I just wish people stop waiting for. I'm just who was that left that lovely comment said they're over the Oscars. I'm over the Oscars too. Like I'm just over waiting for like somebody to throw a bone or for something to be handed to you. I would very much so love for people to have their own award. Like it's time to flesh in something new. But the Oscar, something like the Oscar or a Grammy, it holds so much weight that even somebody like I know Spike Lee, like he couldn't stand none of that, but as soon as he won, like he was finally like it's still
he all in for it. Yeah.
How is he such an Oscar darling now? I mean, you talk about a sellout. That guy was hated by the Academy. And that's why we loved him.
It's like it's all this plex until you're nominated and you actually win. Like people have a lot of plex, but they still want to be nominated. They still want to be recognized by the Academy. So I just when are we going to get to the point where you don't care to be recognized and you guys form your own ceremonies and award recognition ways to compliment yourself and really get your films in there and it's fair and get some new blood? Because if you don't, like it's still going to be the one foot in the grave who are out of touch and they're used to doing things a certain way. They're going to do what they want to do every single year. Like make your own thing. I'm just over it.
It does come to like.
Well, let's go back to the article. Let's
when
get to
really quick. When it does come to black actresses, though, especially or just black actors in general, black movies or whatever, like Lorena said earlier, Hollywood loves to pat itself on the back, right? They love to push the important movies, right? Which I hate that term so much, but they love to push that shit. I remember being at the premiere of the movie Precious, right? With like every celebrity in Oprah was there. Okay, I was sitting behind Oprah, like everybody was there. Mariah Carey, Will Smith, everybody, right? And I had to sit through 2 hours of this sympathy porn, and I literally watched, a woman sitting next to me, older white woman, almost in tears in the scene where Precious steals the bucket of fried chicken, right, for breakfast. And at that point, I had to literally get up and go get some air because I'm like, this is some bullshit. Like, what is this movie, right? I get it. It's supposed to be this dramatic piece, man, but it's one of those things where Hollywood loves to see black people suffer, man, and it's like, and it just bugs the shit out of me. And those are the movies that they want to push to get nominated.
Yeah.
Let's keep going with this article. Check out the private chat for a second there. The power disparity was apparent not only with black actresses, but with also black filmmakers. Gina Prince Bythewood, the director of The Woman King, was ubiquitous on the circuit, making film fest stops to rub shoulders with industry voters. Yet even with credits like Love and Basketball 2000 under her belt, laborers were rewarded with a shutout of the Sony Pictures action epic that grossed more than $92 million globally. Gina, it's just not a good action film. It's definitely not Oscar worthy. That's just me. And she did get nominated. And that being said, she's nominated Best Director for this film for a BAFTA and tons of other nominations in a lot of black cinema categories, right? But BAFTA, that's huge. That's huge. But you didn't get your Oscar. That's what this is all about, guys. That's what this is all about.
It was I think now, like at the point like with Black Panther, it's just now like if we get a collection of beautiful, critically acclaimed black actors together, put them in some beautiful African garb, and everybody just looks good and it's a good look for black people. Like, look at us up there, basking in our Afrocentricness. So you're supposed to be like automatically like nominated. It's sad. Like, no, we're not nominating for that. If your film didn't deliver, then it just didn't deliver.
I think Angela Bassett's in a situation kind of like Ana de Armas, where she was good in a bad movie.
Yeah,
she was good, but the movie wasn't great.
Yeah, I mean, I think Anna had a lot more heavy lifting to do, but yeah.
But then again, I think Oscar level was degrading. To be honest with you.
No, like with the character, like there was more involved for Anna. I think Angela with the Queen, she saw the script. She's like, I'm just doing.
I just
Yeah,
want her to
she's
get
kind
it
of
just for the
there.
just how degrading the role was. Like she just needs to come out with something because it was terrible. Like it was a terrible film, but she managed to push through and deliver like something beautiful. You saw the beauty in what was just it was trash. It was
Hmm.
very tasteless.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on. Some strong thoughts on this panel. I love it. I love it. When it comes to white directors, the legends of cinema, such as Steven Spielberg, a nominee for The Fablemans, deservedly sit on the throne. Yet historically, white male filmmakers have been nurtured by the industry, given ample opportunities to develop and hone their craft. This has created a deep, exclusive bench of talent ready to take up their positions when the time arises. It's a Jewish, white, male dominated. It's the Jewish white male actors, filmmakers, studio heads created Hollywood. I don't. So of course that lineage is going to keep going,
Yeah.
and whether they're Jewish, white, black, whatever their background is, they have entertained the world. I don't understand this, but you guys shed some light.
It is what it is. I mean, this kind of harkens back to when a lot of black filmmakers were like, you know what, you don't want us in your club, so we're going to go out and make our own thing. They came up with their own production companies, their own movies, all of that. I mean, it is what it is in Hollywood. They realized what the reality is, which is exactly what Paulie said, and they came up with their own thing, to do. It's like the game is what the game is. Either you play or you find a different way to play it.
Hmm. But in finding a different way, like they still want that Oscar.
Oh yeah, it's like
No,
they
they
want.
still want
It's
that
like you're
Oscar.
in the club. It's like, yes, I'm finally in the club now. If
Oh,
I
and let me-
if I get that Oscar.
Yeah, let me just say about the Fablemans. I did see it. It's a good film, but it shouldn't be up there. It should not be up there.
Well,
That's
people
totally
said the same thing about Babylon too, though. They said that it shouldn't be.
no. Babylon's amazing. No,
Really, I've heard some
No,
really terrible
I
things.
thought Babylon.
did you see it?
I haven't seen it
did.
yet.
Oh,
It's literally like 2 on my list right now of things to watch.
So-
Babylon is suffering from like the trailer. Like watching that, I wouldn't have known what the
That trailer is awful.
It was. I wouldn't have known what it was going to be about. I had no idea that we were going to be talking about, silent films and all of the layers that it had in the movie. It was a great movie, but nobody like really supported it or went to see it because they were trying to.
It flopped.
Yeah, I watched the video. They were trying to be trendy about the trailer and trying to get TikToks and trying to be cool instead of just
marketing.
saying,
Yes,
marketing.
you're absolutely right. Struggle.
Yeah.
Babylon. Both Babylon and Fableman are about the industry, but Babylon is art. It's high art, so it's nominated for production design, for music, as it should be.
I think I've been talking to Eric Weber too much from Midnight Movie Talk because he despises that movie.
So was I. And Cameron Pasha. They both convinced me not. They didn't convince me. I just listened to them. I was like, I'm not going to see this film. And then it was our buddy Chris Gore, Paulie. You need to go see this film because the main protagonist is Mexican American.
I'm going to watch it.
among many things in this film, and I'm like, yes, I am the Latino slant. I'm like, oh my god, this
incredible
portrayal of this Mexican man I've never seen in a fucking film like this. I loved it because it wasn't about him being an immigrant. It was about him loving movies. I'm like, yes. It's beautifully done.
All right, that and The Whale are on my list, so I'm going to watch.
The Whale is everything. Okay,
I still have to see The Whale.
No, you go, girl.
Hey, let's see The Whale and Babylon.
Let's give you the solo. Go.
No, give me. No, if anybody has not,
they don't want to see me solo.
And if anybody has not,
they want to see La Arena.
With like
Además, queremos struggles.
The Well is incredible. Like, go watch The Well immediately. I don't know about to Leslie, but go watch The Well.
You're a handsome man.
No one wants to see my old ass. Come on.
Sure. Look at her. Looking all Beyonce, beautiful.
Oh, thank you, my dear.
Okay.
Ándale, pues.
I love it.
You're here on the Latino.
Oh, okay.
You're here on the Latino Slant. I'm joined by Struggles, Lorena, Verbal. If you're watching us on the replay, thank you guys so much. We're going through this. It's been a lively talk on the movies that are nominated this year, and then the controversy. We're going through this article. Let's get back to it. On the other hand, the advancement of female black talent is not one of Hollywood's priorities. In fact, when I encounter an exciting unknown black female voice, I feel a dark cloud of uncertainty about it when I see their next venture. That's my dog. Writer-director Jusu, I don't know how to say the first name, was a fresh face in the circuit with her indie horror film Nanny, which Amazon Studios acquired in 2022 Sundance Film Festival. And yet, in addition to facing the hurdles of genre and gender bias, the black debut filmmaker found her creative vision ignored by the Academy and major guilds. I don't know who this person is or the film, but I want to see it.
I've never seen the film.
I've seen Nanny. It was Nanny's. It's a beautiful film. Like, oh, it was very,
Really?
very nice. It is. It's nice. It was, and I would have never known that this would have been considered. But I just, you just randomly flicking like, oh, I'll watch this. I just happened to watch it, but I wouldn't like put it up there with. I think because just black cinema has been in like one narrative for so long, the moment that they try to push and go beyond a certain boundary, it's like, oh yeah, I need to get nominated for this. Like, this is incredible. But in comparison to a lot of the other films that came out this year, it's not up there. But The Nanny was a very creative, like really great film on Amazon.
I mean, the writer says genre bias
because it's horror. So
it's horror. There's no bias.
The Oscars, like
they completely hate horror films. They never.
Horror.
It has nothing to do with it being black. I mean, X, Pearl, Screen. The
fact that X wasn't nominated is ridiculous, man.
Oh my! I'm revolting now. Let's do a verbal riot.
X was like everything I've wanted in a horror film. For like,
X is badass.
Probably since the 80s, man.
Such a great one.
Such a good film.
Wow.
Okay, guys. Okay, take a deep breath. Here we go, because this is
all right.
I trust my ability fervently, Jusu says. The challenges are Herculean. I trust my ability fervently. I do not trust the system. The Oscars is nowhere near my center. Never have been. However, we are navigating an industry that thrusts this very subjective, very hazy, very exclusionary barometer of supposed excellence upon us in order to be perceived as pedigreed or a serious artist. Okay. I never believed I was genuinely in contention for the Oscars, but the brazenness of omitting work from black talented women around me this year is indicative of institutionalized racism and sexism. More people should familiarize themselves with the term misogynoir. Misogynoir, I looked it up. It is a term relating to misogyny directed towards black women where race and gender both play a role. The term was coined by a black feminist writer, Moya Bailey, in 2010 to address misogyny directed toward black, transgender, and cisgender women in America, visual and popular culture. Dislike, contempt of ingrained prejudice against black women, misogynoir. There you go.
Can I give examples of this?
Making up words. I mean, is it? Here's my thing. It's kind of like you're bringing up these other talented black women. Is it that the product is just not up to par? I mean, let's ask that at the same time. Are you blaming it just because you think that just because it's a movie produced by black women that should be nominated regardless of whether it's good or not? To me, I just think that that's just disingenuous to do in the beginning. You should win on merit, not based on just because the producer or people involved, are black.
They lost me at the isms when you start.
Yeah, I mean, you start making up words, misogynoir. I mean, what happens if you have the case of you have a movie produced by a black man in contention with a movie produced by a black woman?
As someone who's worked on films, as someone who has been in this industry for a while, I'm gonna tell you right now, the misogyny is universal. It has nothing to do with race at all. Believe me, I've seen white girls get treated like shit on set, and it's it's not exclusive. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty for a while. I mean, it's probably different now. I mean, I'm talking like I was doing this stuff back in the '90s, so and this was during the Weinstein era. So, but
Mhm.
I've seen it happen to too many women to where to say that is yeah. Yeah,
Thank you, Alan.
that's exactly what it is. It's a catchy feel.
Thank you, Dylan.
I'm not gonna say that. Oh, go ahead, Polly.
Go ahead, sweetie. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say I don't want to proclaim that we're trying to stay like, oh, these things don't exist. Like they clearly exist and they're present, but don't try to use those to push your film.
Exactly.
That just
Right.
might not. You just might, try again. Put a little more oomph in it next year, but don't try to pacify like, oh, as soon as you bring the ism word out, I'm like, oh, it's just you lose me in the conversation. Like
It's weird to me that people still don't understand that Hollywood, like any other industry, is just a job, and within that job, there's a lot of shit that goes into it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I guess from the outside, the whole celebrity thing looks cool, but it's really not, man. You have so many people micromanaging you. You have so many people giving you shit. I mean, you have to like literally like sing for your dinner every time you go for a job. It's a shit industry, to be honest with you. Now, it's great that we get to get the end result, which is the entertainment part of it, right? Because we all love movies, we all love TV shows, but Hollywood isn't a nice place, man, for anybody, really. I mean, it just isn't.
Okay, I'm going to hit solo for a second. Let my wonderful panel hydrate, and I want to read these starred really fast. Sander, making good movies is now racist. Rum and Coke. Hollywood hates Native Americans. I agree. Jonah Hex. I thought John Wayne as Genghis Khan was great casting. Ya cállate, Jonah. Hollywood movies has no serious brown representation. You think? Mamadas. Jonah, terrible film, a break even at 135 million, talking about Woman King, not 92. Yeah, I don't know where this narrative that they made money. They lost money big time. Retro Nerd Girl, gorgeous. Why, thank you. But she's talking about the ladies. She's not talking about me. So tired of these articles. And the dog agrees with me. Yes, Archie does. Chris Gore's here. The lead actor in Babylon, Manny Torres, that's the character's name, is based on a real producer named Rene Cardona, among others. Fantastic character. You talk about great characters in that. Led by Manny Torres and Margot Robbie's character and Brad Pitt. Incredible film. And really quickly on that, I don't review the film. I did a character synopsis of Manny Torres in this video that I put up. I think it's over almost to 2,500 views. I'm so proud of that video. So if you want to just find out about this role in Babylon, check out that video. I want to thank all you guys for hanging out with us. We have a great panel. We're almost done with this article, and we're almost gonna wrap it up. But you guys have been fantastic. Now let's get back to our wonderful people. Hey, what'd you guys drink? Anything good?
No, I grabbed M&M's.
Water.
Orange juice and gin.
Orange juice and gin?
Wow.
Serio? My man. Mine's just orange juice.
It's noon somewhere.
True.
I did get a energy shot. It's not it. Well, it's a wellness shot. Ginger, lemon, and cayenne.
Oh yeah, that was spicy, huh? It wakes you up. I love those.
Cayenne.
I love that. Cayenne goes in your nose.
Yeah. You drink it and you go.
Okay, we're down to the last paragraph of this. Now, I think this is important. With more than 50 acting credits, that's a lifetime, guys. Riseborough assembled an arsenal of Oscar winners and luminaries like Jane Fonda, Winslet, Norton. many of whom took to social media and hosted tastemakers to circulate buzz about an indie film that grossed about $28,000. In my 20 years of covering the Oscar race, I've never witnessed such a concerted effort for a Black woman performer or director. Ooh. Thoughts, guys?
I'll let the ladies handle this one.
Well, no, I think we already like low key covered this. We knew that it was gonna lead to this, but it would be different. Like, this is an unprecedented thing. Like, this is the first time that this push has happened this way. Like, who's to say? Just because they did it, you could have done it first, or you could have, like, maybe
exactly.
We just know, like, openly that it's an option now. Like, don't do that. I don't have nothing for that.
It's like, why? It's such an unforced error in a way. I mean, if they would have worded it of, in my 20 years of covering this, let's just hope that the same effort is made for a Black woman performer or director. Because you do it that way, you're blaming them for coming up with it first. I mean, it's really unwarranted, and it's just so disingenuous here. I just no.
I will say,
you're blaming the wrong person.
There is a certain brokenness in Hollywood when it does come to, race in these kind of roles, right? Because I guarantee you, like, if Will Smith didn't slap Chris Rock last year, he would be nominated this year for Emancipation.
True.
Right? Because they love their slave movies.
They do.
Right? That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why he's not nominated, is because he was Black last year and he shouldn't have been, right?
Interesting. Right? I mean, you talk about I was unprecedented. Let's go on. I mean, we're almost done with this. There's how many actors have publicly endorsed Black artists in the past decade, let alone this year? I mean, I mean, if I had to go through it, I'm sure that they have. I don't understand where this article went down really fast. How many? Well, not really fast. This is towards the end. How many will support them in the future with the same passion that they brought to Riseborough? Well, not intentional. The silence is deafening when two acclaimed performers are passed over because they don't have enough A-list friends to spread the word. More than 3,100 Oscar statuettes have been handed out over the past 95 years. Only 18 have been awarded to Black women. Isn't it time for more?
Of course.
Of course, yeah. I mean, okay. You guys have any extra thoughts on this?
Yeah. Stop hating.
Yeah, just look. Don't be mad because the folks associated with Two Leslie figured that out first.
I want this energy when they try to do it and it doesn't fly. Then you have license to go, but it's okay when they did it. But when we tried, we got a different result. Other than that, I don't want to hear anything right now.
Right.
Archie's not happy. What, baby? What? Oh, they're all coming back here. It's okay, guys. It's okay. Riseborough is a hardworking, serious British actress. I'd be surprised if her work wasn't brilliant. I'd also be surprised if the film was any fun to watch.
Wow.
Chris Gore says, I think the nominations is fine if they change the rules so money can dominate the nomination process. And film critic, amiga of ours, Rosa, Andrea does deserve the nomination. If anything, we can talk about category fraud. Michelle Williams is not the lead of The Fabelmans. No.
Interesting.
Okay.
She's the leading female in the film, but it's more of a support. It's a total supporting role. It's a really good. She does a good job. She's like, it's a takeoff of Spielberg's real life mom, who was like a kooky artistic type. And she was, to me, it was more like a TV drama. It was a very personal film. I thought it was going to be way more cinematic. It was just this family drama. It wasn't bad, but Oscars. All right. Let me just share with you guys the nominations, because really this is about all the complaining about what they haven't gotten, right? But we look here at the accolades for the Woman King.
Mm-hmm.
Just nominations alone are that pink color, and they've won. African American Film Critics Association won. Alliance of Women Film Journalists, American Film Institute Award, Black Film Circles, and then all these other pending. Nominated, won Hollywood Music and Media Awards. It's not like they were shut out of anything.
Yeah, I
One
hate.
National Board of Review. One.
Mhm.
I don't get this.
People's
Mhm.
Choice nominated. I
You know
mean,
what it is, Polly. They don't put stock in those other awards. It's just like, I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna smile and nod, but I just, that coveted Oscar, like that's all that seems to matter when it could, like the Golden Globes, the Oscars. It's like a certain few that actually matter. But as soon as something has African American in front of it, it's like, oh, thank you. It's like it's just not coveted enough for them to care. Like this is cute, but I really wanted to be nominated for this.
mm-hmm.
Let's move on over to Till real fast. If anyone was really kind of like bumped off this Deadweiler, I hear her performance was actually amazing, and it is weird that Michelle Williams was in there. That being said, the film again has been nominated and won. We talked earlier about her winning the Gotham Independent Film Award, Best Actress,
Mm-hmm.
National Board of Review, Best Breakthrough Performance. She was a runner-up LA Film Critics, won Alliance of Women in Film Journalists. Nomination, one. I bring this up because I know what you're saying. Struggles.
Mm-hmm.
But the director of Till and several others are trying to bring out this white supremacist whiteness rhetoric, and whether it's a journal, whether it's a society of women or Black or National Board of Review or critics, that's just not the case. These films were considered. They have been considered, but like you said, but because they didn't get what they wanted. That's what we're really talking about here.
I could see if it was Till. Like Till, actually, her performance, I feel like she should have been maybe in the place of, because you're not praising Michelle Williams at all. So I feel like maybe she should have been there. If there was anybody that like, oh, this was a snub situation, I could see that for her because her performance was very moving in that movie and it's very memorable. I don't think this was one of her like first real dramatic, like dominating leading roles for her, and she like knocked it out of the park. But as far as like Woman King, I don't see it as Oscar worthy.
Deadweiler should have been nominated. She was amazing.
Yeah.
So, okay. That's really the lay of the land. That's what has happened. What are your thoughts? Who do you think is going to win, panel? We have here in the chat a poll that's been going on for a while. Oh, I know, babies. I could only put 4. I don't even know what I did. I even messed this up. Oh my God. I think 80% of the people are voting for Michelle Yeoh. I think that's what's going on here.
I agree.
I'm going to end the poll right now. What are your thoughts on I know we haven't seen everybody, but what are your thoughts? And what if Andrea wins?
I wouldn't be mad if she won.
You know what? I need to see her film. Like, I'm not going to judge it yet, but I will say that Michelle's going to be very hard to beat. Like,
Michelle
very
Yeoh.
hard to beat.
Michelle, yeah, not the other Michelle.
No,
yeah, Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle, yeah, Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh. It's going to be very hard to beat.
Okay.
I mean, maybe Kate will be like a tight second, but I think it's
I
Michelle
need
Yeoh.
to see that film too.
Yes, please. Tar
I
is
need to see this.
great. I just feel like this is Michelle's year. I feel like she's gonna clean up everything. I don't think there's any competition. Like all of the writing with the blonde film, I just don't think they would give it to her, even if she was deserving. I don't think they would. So I wouldn't mind if she won. It'll be like one of those shocking moments, like, oh my gosh, she actually won, which would be great. Like the Oscars are so boring now. That's why that slap was phenomenal. But I think Michelle is gonna clean up and take everything home this year, and I mean everything.
She will, because with Michelle Yeoh, so well deserved. She's been out there for a long time, and
Mhm.
in Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I mean, that was just a stellar film to begin with. Her performance, absolutely amazing. So yeah, she's gonna take it.
And yeah, not even just her, but just the cast overall, like the people who are nominated for supporting and the best picture. I think they're going to take home everything.
Ki Hoi Kwan, I mean, to see him back in the acting saddle again, and he was just amazing in this.
I
So,
wouldn't
yeah.
be surprised if Jamie Lee Curtis wins Best Supporting. To be honest with you, just because
Agreed, because
she was great in
yeah.
Everything Everywhere All at Once as well. So I mean, it could be an upset for Angela. Who knows? You know.
Don't play like they better not play.
I mean, I know,
No,
but
I
Okay,
hate
well,
that.
all
I
right.
said that when I saw
Yeah.
that she was nominated. I was like, Jamie Lee Curtis did really well here, and this is her first nomination, also.
and it's her
But
first. So
But with Angela, like I don't care. I'm gonna be biased. Like y'all better give it to her, even though we know deep down that this was not, her best, riveting Angela performance ever. But
It's not.
if she doesn't get it now, when is she gonna get it? Like,
yeah,
give it to her.
True.
I'm sorry, Jamie. Like, I love you.
Okay. All right. But out of those performances, for me, the daughter should win. That performance by the daughter was just
Agreed. Yeah.
blistering,
It was great.
vulnerable, sensitive, funny. I mean, I love Angela, and I hope they give it to her, but
They are.
it was a terribly written what she had to do. She was even pissed that they killed her off.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
She'll get it. She'll get it.
Yeah, it's politics at this point. It's just like they have to throw somebody a bone every few years. Why not let it be Miss Angela Bassett? Like, I hate that it's that way, but they have to give it to her. Like,
They can't afford the publicity backlash.
it's
They
going
really
down.
can't.
Right.
That's it in a nutshell.
Especially with no black actresses being nominated for lead.
Oh,
Well,
They
now
gotta,
the time where
save themselves somehow.
and everyone can vote now on these, right?
mhm.
As far as the academy, there's certain people could only vote for their fields, but now everyone can vote. So how do you think it's going to go down? You think think there'll be any controversy?
Definitely. If she doesn't win, we're going to be back here.
Yeah.
We're going to be back here talking about it and all that has happened all around the world because once again, she was snubbed for the award and I'm not trying to be funny because she looks gorgeous. Like she's been in the game for a very long time. So it's like, we're going to wait until she's in her late 70s to try to nominate her again. Like, let's not do this right now. Let her take a break. She's tired.
There's a super chat, so thank you so much, Scott Westbrook. Haven't seen you around here. Thank you so much. Thank you for a fascinating discussion today. Thank you. Yes. And we here at the Slant are, very, very intelligent and serious people, but my uncle is not. Where's all the Mexican nominations? What the fuck is going on here? Oh, we've been doing shit for years, man.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
Yeah, Hollywood just said they haven't seen the the big box office success yet, right?
Yeah.
So I
No,
guarantee
it,
once
it,
that hits,
listen.
If
just like with Black
everybody who's
Panther,
considered people of color got together and like, because everybody's all boycott, but it's always just temporary. Like we're gonna boycott until you put little some black faces in there, so people of
Right.
color. But if everybody like literally stepped away, people who won didn't bother to go. Like, no, we're gonna. This is our own thing. We created the associate whatever, and everybody went to that. Then you would see the needle move. But until then, like it's always gonna be this.
Did
and
anyone see
any protest is just a hashtag anyway.
Right.
The trendy
Did anyone see
hashtag, and
Banshees? Anyone see the Banshees movie?
Banshees of Inisherin?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it. I heard it was good, but haven't seen it yet.
That's the Colin Farrell movie.
Yes.
Yeah. My
Never
mom
heard.
saw it. She said it was like depressing as hell.
That's what they love to nominate.
Won a lot of Golden Globe awards, that's for sure.
Mhm.
Hey, that's great. Maybe if I change it to Latinx land, I get even more.
God forbid.
Rosa Parra, Andrew's nomination will take some votes from Kate Blanchett, giving Yo a clearer path,
That's
and
a good
she would
point.
know. Woo, Rosa. We got to get her back out. She did Sundance. Want to get her on here and do a wrap up of a Sundance movie she liked. Okay, so finally, I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. Let me just if there's any closing remarks you guys had. I'm trying to think if there was one more thing I had for you guys. I think we covered it.
In the midst of
Covered it. I think if we cover. I mean, if it wasn't for what we do and all that stuff, would you guys still now be watching Dante?
I mean, I love movies, man. Like, and I feel like for me, that's always the core of it, right? Like, I don't do this because it's a job, right? Like, I just love TV and movies. So for me, I like when it's done right, and I'll definitely piss on the ones that don't. But what I do hate though is this kind of stuff, right? The politics, the shameless, politicking of films. I despise it. I think awards maybe at one time served a purpose. I don't think they do anymore. I think people just go watch what they want to watch and enjoy it. And if someone gives a good performance, give them credit in the in the trailers or something. But I don't put a lot of stock in award shows. So
yeah.
And that's from someone who's been around for a while and just seen nothing good come of it.
Lorena?
I honestly wouldn't even be paying attention to like the Oscars. I dropped out of watching the Oscars years ago, even more so when I lived in LA because you got to see what was going on behind the curtain. So I was just really not interested in award shows. And it just seems to be just this core small group that wants to give legitimacy to what they think should be the best films, not what we, the people out here, are dropping our hard-earned money to go out and see. I mean, how many science fiction movies have been poo-pooed by the Academy and just ignored when they're obviously, the superior film. So I really wouldn't pay that much attention to the Oscars unless I was, doing this. And like I said, for me, the only real reason why I'm interested in the Oscars this year is one, because of RRR, and two, just Michelle Yeoh getting recognized. But other than that, no.
Same boat. I'm in the same boat as everybody else. I think the last time I actually watched the Oscars was for Moonlight. I watched it just because I was happy they were nominated. But once I don't know who I think it was La La Land got it and it was wrong and it ruined their moment, and I haven't watched it since then, and I checked back in previously last year just off the base of a slap. Like, you couldn't tell me last year that wasn't some type of publicity stunt for the Oscars. Like, I just knew it was, because all of a sudden it was just all about the Oscars. But if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't care and I wouldn't be talking about it. Like, I don't base any value in like, oh, I love this film because it won. Because 9 times out of 10, it's not the best film, the best superior film that should have won that year for whatever. Like, they mean absolutely nothing.
It says a lot that most people can't remember who won last year, but everybody remembers that slap.
Yeah.
Right?
Coda won Best Picture, and yeah, this used to be our Super Bowl, right? For
Yeah.
and now the Super Bowl, we watch movie trailers at the Super Bowl for what's coming up this year. That's kind of more exciting than but Hollywood needs the mainstream audiences. So with that being said, I would love if Top Gun won Best Picture, because honestly, it was the best picture last year. It brought so many of us back to the theater. Without Top Gun, there really wouldn't have been a film industry last year, because it was an absolute wreck. And there was a lot of other good, worthy films we got to go see, but Top Gun got us back, man. And Tom Cruise is a movie star, and he did not get the nom. He's been nominated several times before. So Everything Everywhere All at Once is a freaking, and I'm going to use the word, triumph. It is for, was it $15 million they made it for?
Something crazy like that.
Yeah.
And watch, guys, if you haven't seen the film, before you watch, right after you watch it, go check out some behind the scenes. They tell you the things that they were limited to. One example is Key's choreography movement with his fanny pack. He's like, normally I'm used to at least a dozen takes. He had to do it in 2.
Dang.
He had to do it in 2. Yeah. The Russo brothers were able to get that $15 million for it, and good on them, because they said goodbye to Marvel, and I think that's a great move. So much to love about Everything Everywhere, because they took those tropes that we see, as far as the Asian, people running a laundromat, and turned it upside down.
I almost cut it off when I saw that. I was like, what is happening here?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Like where are they going with it?
Yeah. So those are my thoughts. I think obviously I'm gonna be watching, hoping some of my favorites from last year will get the love. Those 2 movies, RRR for the song, Babylon for score and for production design. I will be furious, and I will burn this shit down if Wakanda wins anything. Well, except for Angela. Okay, but that is a. I mean, it's kind of like a joke to any of the other Marvel films last year. I mean, Doctor Strange was a lot better as far as effects than Wakanda.
It definitely had better effects, because Wakanda CGI was garbage.
Ass.
And I'm talking PlayStation 2 level of that.
It's it's like, I don't know who thought it was okay to sign off on that. Just no. Yes, you did.
Thank you, Shelly, for being here. Good to see you in the chat.
See, that's why Hollywood hates Tom Cruise, because no, really, Tom Cruise likes to just make movies for the people, and it's like they hate that about him.
Did you see the trailer that they had, that exclusive trailer for Mission Impossible? Sick, man. That was you weren't there with us. I saw it with Chris Gore. But all right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Let's start with Lorena, because she's got to leave first. It's been absolutely incredible. Let's give you the solo, my love.
Oh, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on, Polly. I sure do appreciate being on the show. Folks, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on YouTube, where I do various live streams about television, media, anime. Been doing some gaming, and of course, live streaming from the theme parks. I was just out at the Universal Studios Orlando earlier today. Mardi Gras has been popping off, so please do check out that stream. And once again, Polly, thank you so much for having me. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you. And the lovely, oh wait, that's not Lorena.
The lovely gray-haired man.
You're a handsome dude.
Anyway,
so on.
Paulie, thank you for having me on, man. Anytime. I love shooting the shit with you. And for those of you who want to follow me, it's Verbal Riot Show across the board, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. And I will say that I do come with a warning label. So if you're easily triggered, I might not be for you. But if you're not woke, you should be fine.
Oh, look, this nice lighting. I am Tara with Struggle Reviews TV. I have a little struggling channel where I talk about throwback content. Please come over and check me out. I try to drop videos every week. I am only available at this moment on Instagram, so please go and follow me there. And I will have a Patreon coming out really soon, so hopefully I can get some support there. But I am almost at 16K. If you guys can help me out with that, that would be awesome. Polly,
Nice.
thank you so much for having me here, Polly. And it's been like really awesome to talk with all of you guys. And I can't wait till we do this again.
You ladies are getting love in the
Oh,
chat.
thank you guys so
And
much.
it's also hard for me too. All right, let's thank the incredible panel. We will have them on again at least once a month. We're in talks. Also, too, I want to thank the mods, the members, and the chat, the Slantinos, all this whole time. Great comments, guys. Questions and statements. Keeping it strong, keeping it fuerte. I think you got a really good insight to we broke it down. I will timestamp this, guys, so you can kind of jump around and check it out. Our live streams have been going really well here on the Slant. If you're new to the Slant, once a month, you know that you're going to get this. You're going to get live music. You're going to get my dogs barking. You're going to get filmmakers, actors coming on, movie nights, all that good stuff, plus videos, all on the Latino perspective of television, film, arts, and culture, all that good stuff. Make sure you are subscribed. No more karaoke unless the ladies desire it. Soy un hombre muy honrado que me gustó lo mejor.
Ah,
También el tequila blanco.
beautiful.
You played that song, didn't you? What song did you play?
Yeah, that's the one I put on my
Ay, mi
on my
amor.
Instagram.
Ay, mi morena de mi corazón. We got two lovelies here. So there you go. Cool, man. This has been fantastic.
Great.
We'll just play the closing credits and we'll get on out of here. If you remember the channel, you should see your name on here. And we'll speed it up. And there you go. It takes forever. Great conversation. Thank you, sweetie. Take care, Retro. See, a lot of people don't know this song actually has lyrics, and they were written in the 50s.
Ah.
Yeah. I need to do a video on that, like a little retro on the music. Like, bye, Slantinos. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend, everybody. Yes. Everyone have a great weekend. Look who's in the chat. I don't believe it. Maybe she'll come back. You never know. Okay, and almost done with the generals. Highest level 6 Mexican Iron Man, George the Giant Slayer, deleted scenes, Catman, aka D. Myers, that 70s rock fan. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Peace.